Hello. In the previous video, we combined all the three data sets that we had, and we also filtered the data so that our data now has only data points, that is transactions, which was done not on holidays, not on a weekend, and not in a school break. In this section, we'll do a little more exploration on the data, and we shall compare how various things are different in the combined data, which included the holidays, and in the BAU data, in which we removed holidays and other special attributes. So if you look at the histogram of the BAU data, which is the filtered data, of course, the amount of burger which is sold is the highest. Then comes Coke, and lemonade and coffee are about the same. Let's look at its price. So if you remember, in the original data when we saw, the price had two prominent peaks, which was over here itself and another one here. This continues to be the case over here, which is as expected because we haven't segregated based on the items yet. So this is just the filtered data, not during special days, not during any holidays or on the weekends or anything. But it is still data of all the items, that is burger, Coke, coffee and lemonade combined. Now let's see the comparison between price and quantity. So earlier when we saw the transactions data, if I just scroll up, so we'd seen the scatter plot between the price and quantity over here first, and we did discuss that there seems to be two major groupings over here. Now this was in the original transactions data set. Now let's look at it in both the combined data set and the BAU data that we have. So in the combined, again, if you see, some of the points have been removed because when we created the combined data set, we grouped the quantity, we summed the quantity which were on the same day. Right? So the two groupings again are as it is visible, and let's look at the BAU data as well. Now we see something very interesting. We see certain data points are all missing. Especially all these data points have disappeared. Now if you remember, this BAU data is data which is not on any of the special days. So these points which have been removed correspond to data on those special days, that is purchases made on those special days. Let's look at the pair plot. Now we have the price and quantity, but again the problem over here is this is for all the four items: burger, coffee, Coke and lemonade. So now if we segregate based on the item name and then look at the scatter plot and the histograms, now we see something very interesting. We can see a clear distinction between the items. So as we had discussed, the higher priced items, yes, they do seem to be burger, which is blue in color. And there seems to be groupings even of these red points, which is Coke, the green, which is lemonade, and orange, which is coffee. And the same can be seen in the histograms as well. So again, we had seen a peak in price. So there is a peak in price at about 12, but also between 15 and 16. So over here also we see a peak around over here, and we also see a peak over here, and the blue color corresponds to burgers. So our initial hunch was correct that this particular peak corresponds to the burgers. So this is for the combined data, and now if we do the same for the BAU data, which is our filtered data, holidays have been removed, we can see it more clearly now. We can see the various groupings much more clearly. So this is the burger, orange is the Coke, green is the lemonade, and red is the coffee. So we can easily see all these items can be grouped separately, extracted separately. And even the histogram, if you see for quantity and price, tend to be much more cleaner now. So all the external effects on the sales, those have been removed, and we can now attribute these mostly to price. One more thing I should mention about the pair plot is the diagonal is the distribution, while if you see the asymmetrically opposite plots are just the transpose of each other. So while over here there's price on the x-axis and quantity on the y, it's the opposite in the top right plot. In the next videos, we'll start modeling the data, or rather we will start with now looking at individual sections of the data. So we look at